All right, today we're talking about the top 10 new cologne fragrances for men for fall 2025. What if I told you your favorite high-end fragrance could be replaced and no one would even notice? I've got the new releases that will prove it. So I've tested a ton of fragrances from brands like Armaf, Rasasi, and French Avenue. So these are the ones that perform great, smell expensive, and are 100% worth your time. Oh, and stick around, because at the end of this video, I'll be doing a giveaway. I'll be giving away this brand new Armaf Club de Nuit Precieux 1, and you don't want to miss it.
Let's do this.
And we're starting things off strong. This is Rasasi Hawas Kobra. Now this isn't a one-to-one clone of Louis Vuitton's Imagination, but it does take strong inspiration from it. Oh, and one quick note, this is the same Hawas design, but a black bottle for a fresh scent, that's kind of a strange choice. So this one's bright, clean, and classy. It opens up with citrus and ginger, and then it dries down to a really clean, fresh, soapy scent. One interesting choice is that Imagination uses a black tea note that their fragrance is famous for, whereas Rasasi has used a green tea note in this fragrance. That green tea really leans into the fresh, leafy side of the neroli. It amplifies that clean, green brightness and keeps the scent feeling ultra fresh. And that transitions to the base, which is a smooth, musky amber. And I think Rasasi has done a really nice job with this. Kobra surprised me, and it's now one of my favorite fragrances in the Hawas line. The top notes are ginger, bergamot, and tangerine. The middle notes are cinnamon, green tea, and neroli. The base notes are musk, woodsy notes, and amber. So if you follow the channel, you'll know that I'm an Arabiat Prestige Marwa fanboy. And if you're trying to get as close as possible to Imagination, I think this is probably it. However, if you want more freshness in the opening, you want that soapy vibe amped up, and you want better performance, you could go with Rasasi. And Kobra lasts 8 hours on the skin, which is really unusual for a fresh scent. And speaking of freshness, this is Rayhaan's Pacific Aura. And that is a clone of Louis Vuitton's Pacific Chill. And fun fact, my wife always steals this one from me, probably because it's one of the most expensive fragrances I own. But we were both impressed with how close this gets you to the same space for such a good price. So Pacific Aura opens with a sparkling citrus and mint combo, with a cooling effect from the mint. Duh, that's why they call it Pacific Chill. Think about drinking a frozen mojito by the ocean. And the note list on this one reads like a salad bar. Fresh, green, and just one crouton away from being lunch.
Hey Ma, can we get some meatloaf?
Let's take a look at the notes. The top notes are mint, citron, mandarin, black currant, bergamot, and coriander. The middle notes are basil, carrot, and rose. The base notes are ambroxan, fig, and amber. Now this is a fresher fragrance, so keep your expectations realistic. You'll get 4 to 6 hours on the skin with a nice initial projection. Look, not everyone can afford Louis Vuitton, and even if they can, many people don't think it's worth the price, myself included. But this will scratch the itch for a fraction of the price. Does this have Louis Vuitton quality? Well, no, of course not. But you will get the Pacific Chill experience, and you will get compliments, and it's a fraction of the price. In my opinion, it's well worth it.
And don't get cheap on me.
So let's talk about Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Beau Le Parfum. Specifically, let's talk about some clones of it. First, let's talk about Hawas Malibu. This is a lighter, fruitier take on the Le Beau DNA. And I actually ended up liking this one quite a bit more than I thought I would. So reviews on sites like Fragrantica and Parfumo are lower on Malibu. And I think it's just a matter of fatigue because Rasasi has come out with so many releases recently. Malibu is a brand new release, and I have to say it comes across as very refined. It is not identical to Le Beau, but it is in the same space with a fruitier, more playful nature. They also dialed down the coconut and amped up the pineapple and citrus notes. So this is a new release, so Rasasi is actually trying to improve on the original DNA. They're trying to make it more versatile, more interesting, and some beautiful citrus notes will definitely do that.
It's real good.
So let's check the notes. This opens with pineapple, orange, and grapefruit. The middle notes are amber, orris, and lavender. And the base notes are tonka bean, musk, patchouli, and cashmere. So Rasasi absolutely nailed this one. And don't forget, this fragrance is an evolution. All right, grab your wallets because we have another Le Beau clone. This is Khadlaj Island, and this comes in an extrait de parfum concentration. So Khadlaj Island comes in this gorgeous bottle and absolutely kills it as a direct clone of Le Beau Le Parfum. The opening features a juicy tropical pineapple note, a sweet and creamy coconut, and a touch of powdery iris in the dry down. So this is a very close interpretation of Le Beau. It has the coconut and woods that the original fragrance is famous for. However, it's a little bit less dense and less heavy than the original. And one thing interesting is that the fragrance notes on Khadlaj Island are exactly the same as those of Le Beau. The top notes are pineapple, iris, ginger, and cypress. The middle notes are coconut and woodsy notes. The base notes are tonka, amber, sandalwood, and ambergris. Even though this is an extrait de parfum, it doesn't hold up to the original in terms of longevity and projection.
Disappointed!
So you can expect this to last for about 6 hours on the skin, and you'll get good projection for the first hour or two. So the verdict on these two is they're both excellent clones of the Beau. So if you're looking at the most faithful interpretation, then it's a no-brainer. You want Khadlaj Island. Now you will have to reapply this a little bit more often than the original fragrance. However, it's still well worth it. So Malibu is an evolved version. So if you're looking for something that's a little fruitier and a little bit more fun, I think Malibu would be the one to go with. For me, it's a little bit more polished, it's a little bit more interesting, and I think I enjoy it a little bit more. So shifting gears, we now have Les Falcone's Risala Autograph. And this is a clone of Roja's Isola Blue. Now this was a viewer recommendation, and it was a really great recommendation, so thank you. So this is a fresh citrus and wood scent with a luxury feel. It's basically a double espresso in fragrance form. When you spray this on, it's energizing. Some say it reminds them of Terre d'Hermès, another bright citrus and woods fragrance. When you first spray this on, you get a blast of super fresh, juicy citrus, like slicing a lime and an apple right under your nose. As it settles, it mellows out into a creamy, smooth heart with a touch of sweet coconut and clean white florals, which makes it balanced and soft. In the dry down, it finishes on a woody, slightly mossy, and leathery note. This is what gives it that lasting, refined, and classy finish. So this is a gorgeous fragrance that has all the hallmarks of great French perfumery. So if you saw the note card, there was a whole bunch of fragrance notes listed. Let's put that note card back up for a minute. French perfumery often has a lot of notes because they focus on complexity and nuance instead of focusing on a single fragrance note. So I just got this one and I haven't had a chance to fully test the performance on it, but the reviews online talk about really great longevity and projection, which is really rare for a fresh fragrance like this. So now I want to take just a minute to tell you about this awesome packaging and bottle design. Just take a look at this beautiful bottle that we have. And your packaging, it opens up like this, and then your bottle sits right inside there. You can see how that looks. So thank you to the viewer who recommended this. This is a really great find, and that's what this channel is all about.
Did we just become best friends? Yep!
All right, we're halfway through. The next ones are gonna get wild. Next, let's talk about Fragrance World's Imperium X. And this is a clone of Roja Parfum's Apex. So Apex is a powerful woody green scent, and Imperium captures that energy beautifully. Now this is a green fragrance, which is appropriate because Roja costs a lot of green. Well, this one doesn't, and it gets you into the same neighborhood. So you get a fresh, juicy grapefruit and mandarin orange off the top. It's bright, clean, and zesty. Then things get interesting as a hint of sweet, tangy pineapple comes in to keep that freshness going. But it's grounded by the smell of smooth cedarwood. But the dry down, this is where the magic happens. As it dries on your skin, it transforms into a rich, warm, supple leather and a sophisticated, slightly boozy note of rum and tobacco. It's warm and inviting, but still very powerful. So it's confident and mature, and definitely one of the best powerhouse clones released this year. And because this is a clone of a Roja fragrance, I'm sure you noticed all of the fragrance notes. This is a complex and beautiful scent. Let's talk about chocolate. Who doesn't love it? This is French Avenue's Vulcan Sable. So this is a clone of Sandance, a very expensive fragrance by Stéphane Humbert Lucas. It's a gorgeous date night fragrance. So this opens with a warm, boozy blast of whiskey, mandarin orange, and spices. So as it begins to settle in, you'll notice a smooth and creamy dark chocolate with sandalwood. It's a little bit gourmand, but still extremely classy. In the dry down, you get the sweet amber, vanilla, and chocolate. It's like a dusty chocolate with a little bit of warmth from the benzoin. It smells like a dessert, but sophisticated and grown up.
Wow, that is so good.
The top notes on this are whiskey, orange, coriander, and mandarin. The middle notes are cashmere, tonka, styrax, and anise. The base notes are vanilla, patchouli, and benzoin. So you'll notice that chocolate was not one of the listed notes. So I had to investigate because this is a chocolate fragrance after all. Where's the chocolate? So I did a little bit of digging and I discovered that French Avenue has actually changed the notes on their own official website. Now, not the notes that they gave to everybody else, just quietly changed them on their own website. And now cocoa is listed as a middle note. And wouldn't you know it, now the notes on their website are exactly the same as the original fragrance Sandance. And it makes sense because this smells very, very close to the original fragrance. Well played, French Avenue. Well played. So if you like that one, what do you hear about this new clone from Armaf? This is Odyssey Black Forest. And this is not actually a clone of anything in particular, it's an original fragrance from them. So the reason I included this and Vulcan Sable is because usually chocolate fragrances are a no-go for me. However, these are both very wearable and very well done. So Armaf describes this on their website as follows. It's like stepping into a cozy bakery, the air flavored by the scent of fondant chocolate and succulent cherries, leaving you wanting more. Chocolate and cherries? Count me in. Where do I sign up? But let's see what's actually in this fragrance. Okay, we've got caramel, cherry. Wait, they did it again. Where's the chocolate? There's no chocolate. But I was supposed to be in a cozy bakery with fondant chocolate and the cherries.
My disappointment is immeasurable. And my day is ruined.
In this one, they simulate the note of chocolate with pralines, caramel, and vanilla. And it really works. Or the marketing really works. So when you first spray this on, it smells like cooked fruit, like cherry pie filling. But then you get that smooth, edible chocolate note. So this has a creamy vanilla and tonka bean, which adds richness and keeps it from smelling like a mean fragrance. So for that chilly night when you want to smell like a dessert and make them want to skip dinner, so I've saved some of the best for last. And next up, we have one of my favorites. It's a brand new release. This is Dumont's Nitro Elixir. So this is a clone of YSL's Myself L'Absolu, and this is listed as an elixir because it's an extrait de parfum concentration. This fragrance is awesome, and for me, it's instantly one of the best in the Odyssey line, and that's really saying something. It also has that characteristic bubblegum sweetness that we get from others in the Odyssey line. So this one has a similar bottle design as others in the line. However, I feel like this leather doodad is maybe a little bit longer on this one. Also, this one has a magnetic cap. So Nitro Elixir opens with a fresh, juicy citrus balm with a hint of crisp apple. It's almost like sparkling soda with a twist of lemon. Then cardamom provides a little spice to keep it interesting. After a few minutes, it warms up into this super clean, slightly floral, linen-like smell with a sweet, creamy dessert kick from the praline. Plus, you get a fresh green mint vibe. Finally, it dries down to a cozy, warm, and creamy finish with a sophisticated, earthy base. So the YSL Myself line is being cloned like crazy right now. And for good reason, this stuff smells fresh, modern, and sophisticated. Nitro Elixir is a very versatile fragrance and can be worn in any weather and for any occasion. So Rabia Prestige, La-Di-Da for Him, which you see here, is another Myself clone. I've sampled it and I really love it, but it's sold out everywhere and I can't seem to get my hands on it. So Rabia, if you're watching, call me.
What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for?
And last but not least, we have King of Kings Private Blend. And this is a clone of Roja's Elysium Pour Homme. So this is a bright, fresh citrus underpinned by woods. But the only notes that the fragrance company has listed are bergamot, tonka bean, amber, and vanilla. So when I first saw those fragrance notes, I thought, oh, this must be a clone of PDM's Altair. But no, this is a fresh citrus fragrance. So I think the quality of the bottle and the packaging will give you an idea of the quality of the fragrance. You've got a nice bottle, you've got like a crown cap, comes with a pressurized atomizer. And the box here is really, really nice. You can see the crown there on the front. Open it up inside. That's where your fragrance sits. You got your little poem there. Again, nobody's ever read it. Really nice packaging. The opening on this is a fresh, zesty bomb of citrus, like sparkling lemonade with a juicy edge. As it starts to dry down, it mellows into a super clean and creamy vanilla vibe with a touch of amber for some grown-up warmth. In the dry down, the base gets woody and a little earthy, but stays smooth and inviting for hours. So this has really good performance and lasts 8 hours on the skin. It's a very versatile and gorgeous fragrance, and for me, this is a 10 out of 10. So this is my list of the top 10 new clone fragrances for men, Fall 2025 edition. So I like all these fragrances, but I do want to give you my top 3 from this list, and that's going to be the Le Falcone Risala Autograph. This one is a hidden gem. The Dumont Nitro Elixir, this fragrance is killer. And then the King of Kings Private Edition, this one's kind of a sleeper. Now on to the giveaway. I'm going to be giving away this Armaf's Club de Nuit Precieux 1, brand new in the box. So this contest is free to enter and it's open to all my viewers. Now I do reserve the right to substitute this prize for a $50 Amazon gift card. And that would be for international viewers if for some reason there was an issue getting the prize to you. To enter, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and enter a comment telling me which of these fragrances is most interesting to you, or what is your favorite cologne in general. The giveaway begins on October 21st at 10 a.m. Eastern, and that's when this video goes live. And it closes on November 21st, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, when I'll use a random comment picker to select a winner. The winner will be announced in the description page of this video, as well as in the post tab on my YouTube channel. The winner will need to email me to collect their prize. You can see the details of this giveaway down in the description of this video. This giveaway is not sponsored by YouTube, and I'll be solely responsible for selecting a winner and delivering the prize. Good luck, and we'll see you in the next video.